Good morning, Facebook. We are live now, a couple minutes early, so just hang with us and we'll get started in just a second.
Okay, I think it's time to get started. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Celebration Center for Spiritual Living here in Falls Church, Virginia. And we are on Facebook and on Zoom, and our website is celebrationcenter.org. So we're so happy, so excited, and so thrilled to welcome our new minister, Reverend Chris. And so let's just all open up and say, welcome, because it is a fantastic week of new beginnings. Who knew? It's a new year, 2021. Hooray, hooray. It's a new administration in Washington, D.C. And so that's big, that's new. And this week is new. We have a new minister, and this has been a long, the bringing to fruition, a long search. And so we're so excited to have you here, Reverend Chris. Reverend Kristen, I'm not sure, do you go by Chris or Kristen? Which one do you prefer?
I have no preference. Whatever you want to call me, I will answer.
Okay, well, I've been seeing you sign your documents, Chris, so we'll try that for right now. So we're very excited, and it fits in with the January theme of timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. And certainly this is a big leap in evolution for the Celebration Center here in Falls Church, Virginia. So, so on behalf of all the community here, the Science of Mind, Spiritual Living, Center for Spiritual Living community, we welcome you, and we're so glad you're here. And I would like to call upon the president for our organization, Janine Vayu, to give our invocation to start us off with blessings and prayers. So, Janine.
Thank you, Harrison, and welcome, Reverend Chris. From the depths of my being, I'm just so grateful you're here. And I love seeing all of the faces here and the voices that aren't on camera. Welcome, everyone. And let's just join together in a moment of evocation. So if you'll pray with me. Knowing that spirit is all there is, it's a constant journey to remember the timeless wisdom, to remember the fact that evolution is happening, whether on the very small atomic level or on the giant universal level. It's happening and we are in it. And sometimes as we're in it, it might feel like a mudslide, and sometimes it feels like a big accident. Boom! It happens fast. And this week is a perfect example of some things that happen fast. Having Reverend Chris join us finally after months of preparation, and on her part, years of preparation to be here now, is such a beautiful manifestation of what our intentions can do. And so I just know that today, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living sets an intention for starting right now, right here, as we are here together on Zoom, in spirit, in mind, knowing that together we push forward in this evolutionary journey that we're on, both as an individual, as a community. And I know that we are completely supported by the spirit that feeds us all, that is with us all, that is in us all, that we are here to manifest as. And so in this space, I'm so grateful for all that is happening right now in my life and in the life of our precious center. And I turn all of this over to the law, knowing it is done perfectly and better than could be said, spoken, or thought about. and I release it and say with my community, and so it is.
And so it is. So thank you so much for the evocation, Janine. Let's hear from All Angles, our opening song.
Darkness cannot drive away darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive away hatred. Only love can do that.
You say your heart's been turned to stone. You say you wanna be left alone. You say love only makes you weep and moan. Well, let me tell you something that you know in your bones. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock.
You say your soul's like a dry riverbed. Stop waiting for the water. Long ago you said you better pray all night for the rain instead. 'Cause love comes like a tidal wave over your head, yeah.
Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock.
You say waiting for love takes too long. Dulls a sharp mind and weakens a strong. Well, you may be right, but you may be wrong. 'Cause love can make a mountain come tumbling down.
Yeah, love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock.
All right. Thank you, All Angles. Thank you for the spirit of life, that love, that flowing water. We'll let it flow through all of us, that love and that spirit. Thank you.
Sorry,
I'd
the
like to
river
call on-
washes over every woman and man. Feet in the gravel and mud in your hands. Nothing can stand against love's command. Every boulder turns into a grain of sand.
Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, All Angles. I jumped the gun there, but the beautiful song, beautiful song. So I'd like to call on Pam Lambert, who is our platform practitioner. And Pam, could you lead us in your prayers?
I would love to, and I am so prayed up. I have to tell you, I saw Chet's mouth moving, so I figured there was more to that song. But anyway, I'm so prayed up because I had Mark Anthony Lord doing Course in Miracles this morning at 9. And I had a Unity minister that's a guest speaker at my church in Florida, and now here. So I am high as a kite. So thank you so much. My name is Pam Lambert, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the Celebration Center. Of course, I believe that all of us are practitioners. The difference is just that practitioners have taken a lot of classes, and we've taken oral and written exams, and we are professionally licensed, and we are licensed to pray. That is our thing. We are licensed to pray. So a practitioner's first and foremost sacred service is to offer prayer. We have several wonderful practitioners here at the center, And so if you have anything heavy on your heart, or if you're grateful and want more good stuff, a practitioner will hold that truth with you. So please put your requests on our website. Our prayer team meets weekly. We'll pray on each prayer individually. And also, our practitioners take your prayer request into prayer as part of their spiritual practice each week. So Suzanne, we are blessed, does so much good work and sends out prayer requests to everyone, all the practitioners during the week. And we all hold that in consciousness for you. So please take advantage of that service that we offer. So I have a reading today, very short, because I know we all want to hear a Reverend Chris or Kristen. Today theme is here and now. And so I have something from Course in Miracles from this morning. And it says, everything I see is a result of my thoughts. I see only the past because I have given everything I see all meaning that it has for me. I see only my thoughts projected outward. They are not big or little, powerful or weak. They are merely true or false. There is no exception to this fact. So that was from Course in Miracles. And then today's reading from 365 Days of Richer Living by Ernest Holmes. Today he said, I know that I live in a changeless reality. I am not disturbed by the passage of time, the movement around me, nor the variations of experience through which I go. Something within me remains immovable and says, be still and know that I am God. This I am, which is God within me, is substantial, changeless, and perfect. So let's take that into prayer. If you're comfortable, please close your eyes and take a few wonderful, clean, deep breaths with me. Breathing in God and breathing out God. And knowing that that's all there is. God all around me, through me, is me, as me, is me. That is the only game in town. There is only God. And knowing that each and every one of us are a part of that infinite substance, that creative power, that creative energy, that creative love, that we are indeed connected and part of each other. So with all the vibrations and energy going on in this world today, I know the absolute truth, flowing in, through, and around all of us and all of its creation is peace. I know no matter what the appearances, that there is love that flows through and throughout each one of us. There is beauty, there is joy, there is harmony, that is indeed the truth of my life and the life of everyone here today. That is the absolute truth. There can be nothing else. And so it's with great gratitude that I release my word, knowing that I have only stated just the truth into that law of mind, that law of fulfillment, knowing it's good, glorious, and done. And together we can say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Pam, for the words of wisdom and prayerful love, and something that I think we all can feel right now in this moment in our hearts. So thank you. And I'd like to call on Lynn Hollyfield, Director of Special Music, to move us into that field of love.
Actually, we're going to start, this first piece of music is actually performed by a friend of mine, the very wonderful Grace Griffith. We're going to do a video, and it's a song by Don Henry called Beautiful Fool, and it's about Dr. Martin Luther King, and it's just so beautiful. I hope you like it. And Ivor put a video behind it, I believe, so we'll see what happens.
Martin Luther, who did you think that you were? Appointed by some higher up, merely mortal. Your plans were unaffordable. No one wants to pay for love. Oh, you beautiful fool, swimming upstream, kicking up waves. Dreams weren't meant to come true. That's why they call them dreams. Oh, you beautiful fool. Walter Cronkite preempted Disney one night, and all us kids were so upset. We thought that you were a trouble instigator, marching through our TV set. Oh, you beautiful fool, swimming upstream, kicking up waves. Dreams weren't meant to come true. That's why they call them dreams. Oh, you beautiful fool. To fight a fight without a fist, all human instinct puzzles this. How dare you question our existence? Mahatma Gandhi, Jesus Christ, history repeats itself so nice. Consistently we are resistant to I saw you on the black and white, with blacks and whites applauding you. I saw you on another time, without a sign of life in you. Oh, you beautiful fool, swimming upstream, kicking up waves. Dreams weren't meant to come true. That's why they call them dreams. Oh, you beautiful fool. Oh,
That was lovely. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you so much for putting that together. And how appropriate that Dr. Martin Luther King, that we're honoring him this weekend. It's his day. And we're also beginning a whole new movement within ourselves as a community to become the community that we always wanted to be and believe that we are, but growing into that sense of beloved community. And one thing I love about our speaker today, who is our new minister, is I think it was your first talk, Reverend Chris. You talked about the beloved community and what that means and the principles behind that. So it's so appropriate that your first talk here as our new minister is connected to that weekend. And what I'm very much appreciating, I think what we all appreciate, is how you take your own personal journey and personal experiences and show them and talk about them in light of science of mind principles, and really bring it to life. It's not just a theory, but it's something very practical and meaningful that you share with us and have been sharing with us. I think this is your 5th talk with us all. So with great appreciation that you'll continue to take us on this journey of building the beloved community, and also take us, in places that may not be easy, right? The community can have differences, can have different perceptions, different beliefs. So how do we go through some of those challenging conversations, appreciating those differences and learning to embrace them or make space for them and avoid judging them, and live them in terms of that beloved community, and create that space. So I very much appreciate what you bring in terms of your wisdom and insight and willingness to share yourself in such a vulnerable way, yet also to sit back and help us reflect. How does this really come together in a way that will benefit ourselves individually and collectively? So I'm very excited to begin this journey with you. And without going on to much more introduction, please tell us your vision, share your vision, your thoughts, starting with your talk today about here and now. So thank you, Reverend Chris.
Thank you, Harrison. Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction. And yeah, my first talk here was back in August, and I spoke on the beloved community and Martin Luther King Jr.'s 25 traits of a beloved community. And thank you, Lynn, and thank you, Ivor, for that beautiful video and that beautiful song. What an amazing way to start. And yeah, here and now, that is the title of my talk today. And that is the title that was given to us in the global themes. And what is just really alive in me right now, because this week has been a huge week for me. There we go. Has been a huge week for me, is staying present in the here and now, because that's where our power is, right? And as I was watching those videos or those pictures of Martin Luther King Jr. on that video, I just thought about his willingness to see where the world was at that moment, because we can't do anything from where we want to be. We can't do anything from the future. We can't do anything from the past. Our power lies in the here and now and in the present moment. And one of the gifts of Martin Luther King Jr. was that he was willing to look at where the world was in the now. And so we get to do that as well. We get to look at the things that are happening in the world. And some of them we might be really excited about and really happy about, and others of them maybe not so much. And it's, you know, those, what I might be really excited about, somebody else might not be. And vice versa, what somebody else might be really excited about, I might not be. But we get to look, we get to be here now, as Ram Dass says, because that is where our power lies. Ernest Holmes, our founder, tells us life is for us today. There will be no change for tomorrow unless we do the changing today. Today, we are setting in motion the power of tomorrow. Today is God's day, and we must extract from it what of life we are to live. Tomorrow, in the divine course of events, will care for itself. The soul that learns to live in the great gladness of today will never weary of life, but will find that it is living in an eternal here and now. And so that's what I know, is that life is for us today. And you're right, Harrison, this week, oh my goodness, next week as well, this month, last year, this year, it seems like every morning I wake up and something big is happening in my life or in the world or in the lives of my friends. And yet we get to be here now. I licensed as a minister last Tuesday and then started as the senior minister here at CCSL on Wednesday after driving in from California on Sunday. So it's been a big week. And it's been really interesting, because what I have found is that being in the present moment and truly showing up and being here now, it takes work, it takes practice. I don't necessarily think that it's something that comes naturally. And it probably did when we were children. In fact, I know it did when we were children. Children are so in the present moment, and they can go from full out playing, laughing, running to asleep, just like that, right? Or to a meltdown because something didn't go the way they wanted. But then just as easily, they can go from full out meltdown, tantrum on the floor, kicking and screaming, to playing, because they are fully living in the here and now. And so even though that is our natural state of being, I still think that as adults, it takes some practice. And if it doesn't take practice for you, if you are fully living in the here and now, please come talk to me and tell me your secrets, because I know for myself, it takes practice and it takes work. And even when something is so mind-blowingly good in my life, something amazing is happening, I still get to practice being in that moment, because I think our mind's natural tendency is to, okay, what's the next thing? Okay, where do I have to go after this? All right, I need to go to the grocery store. What's on my grocery list? I don't want to forget anything and have to go back. Or, oh my goodness, you know, did I leave the stove on? Whatever it might be, our brain's tendency is to be all over the place. And yet our work is here in the present moment, because that is where our power is. And I know I had that coming up for me even on Tuesday, which was the day that I was licensed. I have been working with single-minded focus on that day for 6 years. Every decision that I have made has been informed by, what do I need to do to get licensed? And every goal that I have set has been towards becoming a minister. Every move that I have made, I have moved cross country twice now in the last 6 years, once to California and once to here. And all of it was for ministry. All of it was to be licensed as a minister and to come, I didn't realize at the time, but to come be here, to be the senior minister at Celebration Center. This is what I've been working towards. And yet, even with all of my dreams and work and goals coming to fruition and locking into place on Tuesday, I still found myself thinking about my grocery list, thinking about all the boxes I had to unpack. And I got to recenter and recenter and recenter again and recenter again and just be here now. And the joy of doing that is that then when I'm sitting in my panel and they bring me back in and the three of them say, "You're a licensed minister now," I can fully be in that moment and I can fully enjoy it. And I can fully go to the celebration and I can fully be grateful for all of the things that have gotten me there. And then when that moment's passed, the next new moment is there. And in the next new moment, time to get to work. And that's what ministry really is, right? I've been working for 6 years to get to this moment. Let's get to work. And I feel like this was Martin Luther King Jr. as well. He was a minister. He did amazing things. He had these 25 tenets of a beloved community. He spoke to the world in a way that we have a day for him. And even though there is still so much work to be done, he moved us forward by leaps and bounds. And I feel like that was kind of his life is, okay, here's a moment of celebration. What's next? It's time to get to work, because that's where our power lies, is in the now. And so we get to train ourselves to live in the present moment. The other beautiful thing about our power lying in the now is that principle is not bound by precedent. There's a lot of kind of buzzwords, science of mind buzzwords in that. So I'm going to repeat it and then I'm going to explain it a little bit. Principle is not bound by precedent. And so what that means, principle, what we call principle, is spirit. It is the oneness. It is the law that we are creating through, that spirit is creating through. And so when I say principle is not bound by precedents, it doesn't matter what the past has held. We don't need to continue to live in the past. We can be here now and we can create something amazing and brand new together, because principle is not bound by precedent. And just because it was the way that things used to be does not mean that it is the way that it has to be moving forward. And so as we're talking about this here and now, I think, here at the beginning of January and here with me coming in as a new minister and we're getting into new administration in this country, I think it's a really beautiful time to take an inventory, to take an assessment of where we're at, because principle is not bound by precedent, but we have to start where we are. We can't start where we want to be. And, if I want to get from point A to point B, I have to start at point A where I am. I can't start over at point C, even if point A is not very pretty. And so as I'm looking at this, I'm just taking stock, and I would invite you to do that with me. And there's several areas in which we can take inventory and we can look around and we can go, is this the world that I want to be creating? And if it's not, what is mine to do in this now moment that will move the world towards the world that I want to create? Our tagline in Centers for Spiritual Living is a world that works for everyone. So what is mine to do in this present moment to move the world forward? And the first place that we get to do that inventory, that we get to take stock, is in our own personal lives. And so I love January. I told y'all a couple weeks, I love this time because I look at all of the areas of my life. I look at my finances. I look at my career. I look at my physical, mental, and spiritual health. I look at my relationships. I look at my spiritual practice. And in every one of those aspects, I go, am I where I want to be? And if not, what do I need to do to get there? It was really fun to look this year because career, that's where I want to be. This is where I want to be. There's nowhere else I want to be. Relationships, I'm getting to know all of you amazing people. I have an amazing letter of call. My finances are doing great. I just moved across the country. My spiritual practice is phenomenal. It's part of my career. It's part of who I am. So for this year, for me, taking this inventory has been really fun, but that's not always been the case. There have been years past where I look and I go, oh, this isn't what I want at all. But I get to start there and I get to move forward. And even now, even though everything it feels great and I've reached all these goals, now it's time to get to work. What's the next goal? Where am I trying to get to next? And I'm going to start in this moment. I'm going to enjoy this moment and I'm going to continue to move myself forward. Where are my unconscious biases that I still get to look at? What do I not know? I don't know. Where do I still get to grow? I'm a brand new minister. Who do I need in my life to mentor me and support me? And I'm asking all of these questions. So I invite you to just notice where you are in your life and be okay with it. It's okay. It's okay if none of it is where you want to be. In fact, that's kind of exciting because if you know where you are and you know it's not where you want to be, the whole world is your oyster. Principle is not bound by precedent. Next, we get to take stock collectively as a center, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, CCSL, Celebration Center. Are we where we want to be? And I think yes, and we're continuing to move forward. I went onto our website and I pulled our vision, our purpose, and our mission. And I want you to just listen as I read these and think about, what is mine to do to move this vision forward, to move this purpose forward, to move this mission forward. So our vision is celebrating diversity, embracing oneness, and revealing magnificence. At our purpose at Celebration Center, we are dedicated to raising the consciousness of all those we encounter and to fostering prosperity in every aspect of life. Through our ministries and other expressions of spiritual community, we nurture, uplift, and inspire individuals. Heart-centered connections are made, and a deep, rich sense of purpose and service in the community and the world are embraced. We are alive as spirit. We are here to serve. Oh, what a powerful purpose. That purpose, it gets me excited to get up and come here and work every morning. And finally, our mission. We are a welcoming spiritual community rooted in the conviction that prayer works. Yes, we uplift, inspire, and empower individuals, families, and community to awaken to their purpose through education, service, and fellowship by practicing the principles of science of mind and spirit. We rejoice in the blessings of abundance and the grace of being through celebrating diversity, embracing oneness, and revealing magnificence. Yes, 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 that just gets me so excited. I'm so happy to be here with y'all. And over what I can tell you as we're taking stock and inventory of where we are as a center is that over the coming year and years, we're gonna be diving even more deeply into what does it mean to be a beloved community? And how do we get to love that beloved community out into our greater community and out into the world? And we're going to be doing it together. We're all coming up and we're taking one another with us. The next place that we can take inventory is in our country. And this one might be a little more challenging for some of us. Maybe not, but maybe. I don't know anybody that's totally happy with everything that's happened or is happening. But what I loved what Lucian had to say last week. And what he talked about as cosmic architects is that any building that is not built on a foundation of love cannot stand. And I think what we're finding right now is that the buildings of our systems that we have in this country, the ones that weren't built on that agape love that is the foundation of a beloved community, we're finding that those buildings are crumbling. And that can be really challenging. And for not everyone, but for a lot of people in this country, there's identity in those buildings. We have identified with this country in some way or another, whether that identity is good, bad, or otherwise. We have identified ourselves with the systems that are in place in this country. And now those systems are falling. A lot of the systems that were not built on a foundation of love are crumbling. And so what we're seeing is the fear that comes with losing our identity. And what we might be noticing in ourselves is some fear or uncertainty that comes with my shelter is falling. I don't know what's going to happen next. This is how I've identified myself as an American, or as a woman or a man or a white person or a person of color, whatever it may be. This has been my identity, and that's crumbling. And what I know is that even through this fear, and even as we navigate these buildings crumbling, what we are doing is we are getting back down to the foundation. And at the foundation, what we are creating, this something new, is built on love. And so we can take a breath, and we can know that love is at the heart of what is being built. And so we can start at that place of love, and we can move forward. Because we are cosmic architects, right? Lucian talked about that last week, and I just loved what he had to say. We are cosmic architects, and everything that we build is built on that basis of love, of foundation, of beloved community where all are embraced, all are accepted, all have their needs met, all are fulfilling their purpose and their calling, everyone. And finally, when we talk about all, we talk about the world globally, and that's the final place we can take stock is globally, are we where we want to be? What does a world that works for everyone look like to somebody who is so radically different from myself that I can't imagine what they're thinking right now? What does that world look like? And we get to have the conversations, and we get to do the work, and we get to figure it out, because we are building buildings of love, built on the foundation of love. And Ernest saw this vision as well. Ernest says in chapter 4 of the Science of Mind text, which you may or may not know, the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook are really the foundation of our philosophy. And so in chapter 4, part of our foundation, part of who we are as a Science of Mind movement, Ernest Holmes says, a new light is coming into the world. We are on the borderland of a new experience. The veil between spirit and matter is very thin. The invisible passes into visibility through our faith in it. A new science, a new religion, and a new philosophy are rapidly being developed. This is in line with the evolution of the great presence, and nothing can hinder its progress. It is useless as well as foolish to make any attempts to cover this principle. Remember, principle being spirit, being oneness, or to hold it as a vested right of any religion, sect, or order. The truth will out. The spirit will make itself known. Happy are we if we see these things which, from the foundation of the human race, have been longed for by all aspiring souls. And remember, our foundation as a human race is love. So when I think about being here now, it's almost like a trampoline. And this is our launching point into something new, something brilliant. And that is true for us individually. It's true for us as Celebration Center. It's true for our country. And it is true for our world, that we are launching into a way of being that is magnificent, that is calling us to be spirit in action in everything that we do. And so I just invite you on this journey with me of practicing our awareness, of practicing being in the present moment, and of stepping forward, of taking action from here to create that world that works for every individual on the planet, and to stay present to what is happening so that we can stay in our power and move forward together to create this beloved community. And I invite you into prayer. If you feel comfortable, you can take a deep breath, close your eyes. Because what I know is that principle is all that there is. This principle that we call spirit, we call God, we call law. This principle that is everything that we see, everything that we hear, everything that we touch. It is every action, every decision, every thought, every word, every breath. It is that infinite intelligence, that brilliance that placed planets into orbit around stars, that shifted galaxies into being, that manifested not only this universe, but the multiverse and beyond, even greater than that. That one mind is the one mind that is living in and as and through each and every one of us. We are that infinite intelligence. We are that spirit breathing itself. We are God showing up as life in this now moment. And so I know and affirm that this is our stepping off points, that every new now moment is present and that we are present to it, that we step into our power and that we are co-creating together this beloved community in our personal lives, in the life of this center, and in the world, this country. This beloved community is what is being revealed. It is the truth that is underlying all, and that we are on a foundation of love in everything that we do together. I am so grateful for this community. I am so grateful for each and every person who is here, stepping up, saying yes in their own lives and in our lives together. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I am so grateful to be a minister. I am so grateful. And so I simply let it go. I let it be. I know it is done even greater, more magnificent than I have spoken or that I can imagine. I know that God's got this, and so I can set it down and let it go. And so it is. And Lynn, I would like to invite Lynn back for some more special music.
Thank you, Kristen. That was so beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to do a tune. This is called Bring Out Our Best. Want to reach, want to stretch, want to review and see what's left. We're stepping into a new year. Now and here, let's bring our best. Tucked in pockets, our wishes flow. Ones from past years, ones to let go. We're moving into a new sphere. Now and here, let's bring our best. We're now here and now. Look up and reach for the higher self. Let's bring all out our best right here, right now. Time to seek, time to learn, time to jump in and take our turn. Our mind is settled, our vision's clear. Now and here, let's bring our best. We're now here and now. Look up and reach for the highest bow. Let's all bring out our best right here, right now. With loving kindness, reach out your hand. No more blindness, do what you can. Draw others close in this new year. Now and here, let's bring our best. Now and here, let's bring our best. Now and here, let's bring our best.
Well, thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely music.
Hey,
And-
Harry.
Harrison, I'm going to take over for just a second. I'm
Sure.
changing up the order.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Lynn. That was beautiful. So I wanted to do a little bit of tell us. We have some time. And so if you have any thoughts on this idea of beloved community or a Martin Luther King Jr. or being present, any of those things, I invite you to raise your hand and Ivor's going to help me see everyone for a little bit of tell us. Anyone? No? No tell us?
I'm looking for where to raise my hand. I can't find it.
Well, there you go. That works.
Yeah,
Go for it, Joel.
I just want to pay homage to my parents because when I was 4, we would picket. Every weekend we'd go somewhere and we fought both for equal rights some weekends and against the Vietnam War for other weekends, while maintaining honor for the people who served in the Vietnam War. And my parents taught me to see everybody as people. They were not everything they taught me that was great, but they taught me that, and that's a core value for me. And I'm so grateful for it. And I'm grateful that Martin Luther King existed. I'm grateful for his potent words and his humanity, and that he was willing to say, I'm a human being, I'm not perfect. Stand up anyway. Don't think you have to be perfect, stand up anyway. And so that's what I'd like to share.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Joel. Pam.
I hope somebody takes my hand down. That was hard enough to find where to put it up. Oh, what I wanted to say is thank you, Reverend Chris, for your message. And also, I've had such a very sheltered, wonderful, privileged life. And so I never paid much attention about Martin Luther King and I had seen all the monuments in Washington, and I finally got around to going to see that one. And you know, that man was science of mind. If you look at his quotes, they are so inspiring and so in alignment with our teaching. So I would recommend anyone, from me who was not really interested to being so impressed when I went there. And this, of course, that song and everything was beautiful. And Ivor, oh my God, the images and everything were so wonderful. So I wanted to thank him for that too. So that's it. See if I can get my hands down. Thank you, I'm complete.
Thank you, Pam. And you can just physically raise your hand as well if that's easier for you. Thank you. Anyone else? Oh, Jen.
I just want to say that your message was really powerful, me personally, and to recognize, you know, that right here, right now is that stepping off point. It's just, it feels just very refreshing. It like takes all the pressure off somehow. It feels lighter for me. And maybe that doesn't make any sense, but I appreciate what you said today, everything. I took some notes.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you. And it is lighter. We don't have to go back and change the past. We don't have to worry about the future. We can just focus on where we're at.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Judith and Michael.
It was my idea. I have something to say. Thank you for the wonderful talk. It gave me a lot to think about and mull over. Something that came into my head during this service is, because we've been talking about putting yourself in, you talked, Reverend Chris, about trying to understand how someone who lived completely differently from yourself might feel and see the world. And I think that's a challenge for everybody. I've lived in several different countries, and each time I moved to a different country, it was really hard at the beginning. And I felt really alien, and the culture felt unfathomable. And eventually I came to really enjoy it and appreciate it. Of course, my biggest move has been from England to America. Different continent, different culture, different language, different ways. And I just think it's been brought into relief for me at the moment by the fact we can't travel at the moment, only virtually. And I've been really missing traveling and being in different places and different environments. But it's given us all a chance to learn about other people in a different way, to go more inside, to reflect more, to pay more attention to the people in our little community around us, to connect with our family more intentionally, because we can only do it on Zoom or WhatsApp. So I think there's a lot of food for thought in the situation we're in right now. And I took that from what you were saying, Reverend Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Yes, and this for you and for everyone, and for Carmen, I saw your notes in the chat. This will be an ongoing conversation of how to create the beloved community and seeing the world through other people's eyes.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yes.
I needed that. It helped a lot. You know, it put a great hole in my day, you know, to fill up the whole hole. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Carmen. Thank you. And Janine, I saw your hand, so you'll be the last one, and then we'll move on.
Well, thank you, Reverend Chris. I love the reminder to be here now. But I'm sitting here really, really working on the cosmic architecture and the idea that Lucian brought to us last week about building on love. And I was talking with my son a few weeks ago, and I said, you know, I've lived long enough that I remember, and many of us remember, that we used to be in this thing called the Cold War. And there was this song that a musician named Sting. How many of you remember Sting from
I
the
do.
right?
I
And
still listen to them.
and this song was, I'm talking not just to Irina with this song, but the song was "The Russians Love Their Children Too." And if you have a chance, listen to the song, because the idea of it is look, what is the common denominator that we've all got? We have to remember, in terms of building that cosmic architecture, where does it start? What is the base? What is the floor? We know that those that maybe don't think the way we do, they do have a common denominator with where we are now. And so I am just trying to focus on some of that and build from that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. That's such a good reminder. I do know Sting. I don't know that I know the song, but I'm going to go look it up. And yes, we have far more in common with others than we think we do, or that we realize. Yeah. All right. And Michael, Harrison, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Chris. And I just want to point out what a beautiful synchronicity is emerging here. As you quoted, Reverend Chris, the new light coming into the world that Ernest Holmes talked about. And here we have a brand new minister bringing her light, and a new year, a new world being formed that really comes out of, when the world's in a bit of chaos and challenge and crisis, all the opportunities that emerge from that, and the deeper opportunity that's emerging right now in the sharing that we have a new level. I'm seeing a new level of sharing emerge. So great gratitude for what's happening right now in terms of our community, the good things that are emerging. So Ivar, what is ours to do? Let's go to the website. And if you could put that up. And what's ours to do? Well, definitely to pray. And there's a place to request affirmative prayer, to be supported in that. And we have a prayer committee of practitioners. So please fill out your prayer request, and it'll be prayed on during the coming week. And there's definitely a power there for yourself, for your family, for your community, for the world. And also, please support the work happening here. You can subscribe to the website and stay up to date on what's happening. And there's also the simple opportunity to click and give, and keep this flow of love and light into the world, keep it happening. So thank you. And we'd like to hear from Lynn and all angles on the offertory song.
Okay, here we go.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need.
So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need.
So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm next.
Pam, look forward to hearing your prayers.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm up next to bless the prayer requests and donations. And it's kind of weird because I don't think I've ever done donations when we're all virtual. You know, usually you're in a sanctuary and you see the basket passed around, and you're holding the money and everything. So let's do this together. So first of all, the prayer requests. I know that all the prayer requests that are submitted today and throughout the week, and actually not just our center, but the entire world, that all is always in divine order, that every prayer is heard and answered with ease and grace. Everything is for its own highest good. And so I know all prayers are taken in, uplifted, and answered in divine order, as it always should be. And turning to me, that wonderful energy that allows us to more fully express our creativity. That's the only thing it's there for. That we take that money in, we're blessing the giver, we're blessing the gift, we're blessing the giver, we're experiencing and practicing the law of circulation, knowing that it is fun and it is a law. And so all this money that pours into the Celebration Center is used lovingly and spread out into the community. We are a tithing community, and that money is taken to do good for our neighborhood, as well as our center, as well as our parent organization. And so it is all God and all good. I release it, I let it be, and together we can say, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Announcements.
Yeah. Good morning, beloved community. I just wanted to say how honored, humbled, and thrilled I am to be part of this historic service. Wow, it's because this service for me is like Christmas. And why I said that, it's because of what Harrison said or asked. The beginning of the service, he asked Reverend Kristen, what would you like to be called? And she said, Kristen or Chris. And then my mind, strangely enough, went to Kris Kringle. And then I thought of then I'm in the present, but she is the present. And it's like an opening, I feel like a kid again, opening up a box of new gifts, new opportunities. It's so exciting for everybody. Well, for me anyway, I'm sure you agree, right, guys? Yes. Absolutely. Oh boy. Anyway, so yes, she is our present in the present time, here and now. Thank you, Ivor. I was just going to ask for that. First of all, he's psychic. Yeah. First of all, I just want to say next week, next Sunday, I'm looking ahead to next Sunday. Oh, Reverend Chris is going to be talking about looking ahead. Wow. Synchronicity right there. And then recurring events. Well, before recurring events, we've got a new leadership council meeting on Monday, the 18th. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock in the Zoom room with our new leadership council, Ivor, Harrison, and Janine, and all are welcome to attend, which is really great. Now, recurring events, we've got our daily morning check-in, Reverend Laurie, and I know Ivor's on there. We've got Gentile Yoga Monday and Wednesday with Jen. Just want to make sure that everybody knows that. On Monday, it's noon to 1:20. And then on Wednesday, it's 10:30 to noon. Tuesday's meditation with Jen again. Okay. And Reverend Faith, 5:30 to 6. Yes. Keep moving down. Thursday, I'm up to Thursday now. Choir between 7:30 and 8:30. And this Saturday, Terry reminded me that it's going to be an evening chant, and that's at 7 o'clock. And it's and Catherine Krupke will introduce us to the Namahaya Shivaya chant by Krishna Das. I hope I said that right. And drummers and dancers are welcome. So
thank you again, and I'll turn it back over. Thank you, guys.
Close. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you. We'll all say that together. Om Namah Shivaya, which salutations to Lord Shiva, the supreme absolute consciousness of the universe. All right. Goodbye, Facebook spectators, and thank you for joining us on Facebook. Hope to see you again soon. And let's. Hasta luego. And just to remember that we'll have our connection hour